I've been hacked. How can I get hacked? Have you been hacked? Welcome back, guys. How you guys are doing? So for the record, let me say no, I haven't been hacked, but 145.5 million customers were the big hack of 2017 for Equifax, if you guys can remember. So in the month of May, around May, June, July, around that area there, they were hacked, and a lot of the customers were in jeopardy of their information being leaked out there. So we're talking about information that now are being revealed now to the Senate Banking Committee, as far as to tax IDs, driver's license. Driver's license, not only would you get your name and not only would you get the address, but also as far as the expiration date as well to the driver's license. Passports is the same thing. So now they are revealing now that some of this information could have leaked out. Now this is really a potential threat, and this is something that's really serious, because since then they have actually been dancing around with the committee and haven't really been revealing a lot of the information that the committee's been asking for. So the committee now is standing on a firm edge right now and is asking Equifax to actually release a lot more of that information that's actually they need to have, so this way they can alert the public of what's really going on. And since then, they have actually been just dancing around them and not really actually giving that much information out, which right now is not a good thing for a lot of those Americans that did get hacked on this 2017. So with that being said, what is the potential threat of this, and what is Equifax anyway? So let's look at this from a little bit more closer view. So Equifax happens to be one of the three major bureaus that actually is dealing with some of your information as far as to credit. These guys actually take on your personal information and they actually go ahead and they reveal this personal information to bankers out there who are actually looking to see what your credit score is. So based upon how well your payment of your credit history is and everything else that goes with those lines of trends there, then a bank is able to actually determine what kind of loan you guys are planning to get, or what kind of loan is it that you're looking to receive. But with that information put out there, we also have to understand now that anyone can walk in now and actually pretend to be you when it's not you. But the amount of information that they have on you, it's substantial enough to even believe, for someone who's coming in to believe that that person is you, imposter. And it's very hard to identify identity theft. So this is now another major big thing, because we also understand that, we don't deal with Equifax on a one-on-one basis. You might deal with your bank, and your bank is the one that's giving you your credit. So if you're dealing with your bank, you're not dealing with Equifax, but Equifax happens to be dealing with your bank. And because they're dealing with your bank, they're putting all of this information into the system here, and this is how they play along with your information. Now, this breach is huge, and a lot of Americans need to understand that this is not going away. And not only that, but at the same time too, it hasn't gone away. So don't think that you're safe, and don't think that, oh, you know what, I'm ready to go, and you know what, it just blown away, because it hasn't. We are talking about a lot of information that's still out there, that's on you guys out there, that is still out there floating. Social Security, we're talking about identity, and this is a major thing, guys. So a lot of Americans, what they did was, or what was told to do, was to freeze some of their accounts. So this way they wouldn't fall into the hack as far as to identity theft. But let's take a look at this for real. If you freeze your account now, that's great, but it's only going to do two things. One, yeah, sure, it would deter the hackers from actually getting more information or anything like that. But two, at the same time, it stops everything that's going on with you as far as to you continue building up your credit and actually raising up your credit. Because remember, like we just finished saying, these guys are the ones that make these reports on you. And if you freeze your account, they're going to show that, oh, well, you know what, from this month to this month, this person froze their account. So all those months that were frozen, if your account was frozen for those many months, is not credited towards you as whatsoever. So there is no information going in for those prior 4 or 5 months that you froze your account as far as to where you at and where you're standing. So if you're standing in a great standing motion and you have great credit, well, you froze your credit for 5 months, and for 5 months no one knows what's really going on with you. So this is another problem that Americans are not really told to, but we're just told to do one thing, but weren't told the consequences of the second thing that goes behind that. So what do? What is it that you can do to protect yourself with identity theft? What are some of the things that you should look out for when you were dealing with identity theft? Well, basically, you have to be your own investigator. You have to be your own inspector. You have to make sure that every bill that comes into your house, and you have to monitor your credit system. Don't let these guys monitor it for you. You monitor your credit system and make sure that everything that's on there is correct. And the minute that you see something that doesn't look correct at all, automatically identify it and actually move forward to actually proceed to actually get that removed, or if anything, an investigation to be put on. For an example, if you're living in San Diego, okay, and you actually bought a house somewhere in Arizona, that doesn't make any sense. If your residence is in San Diego, why would you buy a house in Arizona? And we're talking about a one-family house here. We're not talking about a business. We're talking about just something that is just a residential area. Why would you actually go ahead and do that prior to you already buying a house 6 months ago in San Diego? Doesn't make sense. Looks fishy. And this is what I'm saying. Something like that is very fishy. But would they actually pick it up and say, hey, listen, this doesn't look right? You just finished buying a property here. Why would you buy another one less than 6 months over there? They won't do that. This is up to you to do. And now, later down the road, then they are the one telling you, well, this was not actually reported, and so and so. So what the hell are you guys are there for? So this is what I'm saying, guys. You got to make sure that you monitor your own system and make sure that you're following on everything else that's being taken from your bank and everything that you're spending from your bank. And this also goes for your investments as well. Because remember, these guys have a lot of information on you. And we're talking about detailed information that is critical to your identity. So remember, make sure you are actually protecting yourself first, and then put other measurements to protect yourself down the line. So this way you can be well protected going down the road. Now remember, the media loves to always hype things up, and at the same time, the media always likes to put things up there, but won't give you the full details of it. And that's a problem, because a lot of Americans are not reading. And if they're not reading, they're not learning what's going on behind closed doors. So this is something that we have to keep alert on. We just can't depend on the media to report the news for us, and we'll be, okay, now I know about that, and I didn't know about that. When you should be alert on things that you should be actually following up on yourself. So something like this is major, and you should be following up and not just think about it as something that just happened in the past and is no big deal. Me personally, follow your credit for the next 3 years down the line. Make sure that for the next 3 years, your credit is where it's supposed to be at. Make sure that your information towards your credit is correct. Don't rely on these agencies, these media sources, to actually give you information that they are giving you false information on certain things. Remember, guys, you are your first line of defense. You defend yourself, not them. Okay? And as always, remember, more gains, more gains, more gains. Giving it your maximum effort. Peace out.